Hey everybody, it's the Last RoboKai here, and it's time for more Fate Samurai Remnant. We're continuing down our path to rescuing Dorothea so that she doesn't get killed by a man entirely covered in giant snakes. And we've also got another true name reveal. And I'm not talking about Assassin, I'm talking about Rogue Archer, and that's going to be happening at the very end of the episodes.
Oh, right. Yeah, you mentioned that like an episode or two ago. I had completely forgotten, if I'm honest.
Yeah, by picking the path that we've chosen and having that fight with Rogue Archer will now open up a digression with us where we can sort of learn everything. So I kind of forgot it was happening so soon last time. And of course joining me as always is Cool Guy. And we're going to be just going straight in because this is fun. I like this. Good big fight. Let's go. Place is looking a little different to last time.
Okay, really silver lining saber over here.
Yeah, not that you would have ever had any trouble finding him anyway, because he is a man entirely encased in gigantic snakes, destroying everything.
And also, his noble phantasm form has him as like an actual man.
Yeah, like you could probably see him over the houses. Yeah, so Masashi's gonna take care of the little guys while we take care of the little guys.
Yeah, there's more little guys.
There's less big guys in our little guys stack. Like Iori's just like looking sad at the table, and Saber is like angry at the counter, going, "He asked for no pickles."
Should have been no octopuses. For sure said there'd only be a few. It's a terrible vacation.
He wants to see a dolphin.
Well, at the absolute least, that did in fact only take a moment.
Yeah, Iori's still jacked up on telluric energy, so that's kind of handy.
This should be good.
Yes, born from one of the heads of Yamato no Orochi, one of the great monsters of Japanese history. In fact, part of its very creation myth, I believe. And of course, that would be able to pierce the hide of somebody who's also incarnating from that very same energy.
Saber already hates this.
That's basically why.
Good reason, but like I'm not saying she's wrong.
Iori kinda also, I noticed, I've started doing the KN Command Championship, is that he is actually sort of troubled by the entire snake venom thing a lot more than you might think. He sort of stoics his way through it, but it actually makes him incredibly nervous. I like to imagine it's like one of those things you can't just sword fight your way through, being like bitten by a snake, poisoned, and dying.
It's a little bit like getting knocked over from disease or something like that. Pride yourself on being this big bad warrior, and something you literally can't even see just knocks you over. You're totally helpless.
Yes, I am reminded of the story of Okutosoji, one of the great swordsmen of towards the end of the reign of the Tokugawa. I dodged that, I guess. And died of tuberculosis.
Amazing. God, tuberculosis is just sort of
#1 killer of swordsmen in Japan.
Yeah, and really any kind of historical reading when it comes up sort of this time out of space feeling you get. Because prior to the invention of antibiotics, you got it. Like it was in very rare circumstances possible to go to like a suitably like warm and dry climate for long enough for your lungs to beat it off, but it is an incredibly long shot. It's like just sort of magically getting better from cancer. concerned or something like that. Yes, that totally can happen, but also if you rely on something like that happening, well, I'll see you at your funeral.
And for those wondering, yes, that goop on the floor will actually drain your health if you stand in it. So if you're having a real good time of the game and you're not feeling like you're being challenged too much, and as a result you're not getting that Sukadoshin challenge done, where you finish a fight at critical health, you can definitely sort of beat a lot of these chaff fights by before you go into them just poisoning yourself down to critical health and then winning.
I suppose it has some point. I was about to say, I suppose it will power up fire stance as well.
Yeah, fire stance will definitely go cracked once you made yourself sick enough.
Just have like 2 health, your fire stance. Iori's just incredibly pissed off about everything.
Saber, あの瓦礫使えまいか。
ふむふむ。任せろ。あれを足場にここを越えようという腹だな。
I appreciate how this is clearly what you intended to do initially, and you just you didn't realize that you needed to see that you couldn't go forward before you walked backward.
Indeed. Yeah, that comes out pretty fast. The first time I dodged it, I'm still not sure how the fuck I did that. Like, when I did that first time and I just straight up riposted it, I was just like, okay.
It sort of missed you to the side by like 8 feet, and you reposted it anyway just to shame it.
The game just kind of planted me in the poison there during that, and I am still poisoned.
He really doesn't like this. I don't blame you, dude.
より良い道を探すべきだぞ。
だが、これが最も早道ではある。
There's a shiny blue object in it, Saber. You don't understand. It's like, I don't want to do it, and I'm just like pushing forward on the controller.
Just sucking down rice balls as you go through. Damn, that's pretty quick too.
Yeah, like I said, if you want to get yourself down to critical health, the game is more than happy to do it to you. Just eat some rice.
Yeah, dude.
I left a nice in the rice, if you might have noticed.
Truly is a Yakuza game. All manner of horrors come at you, and then you just get fucked.
My pocket's full of like health drinks.
I can jive with that. Like there are few things that hit the spot after a really long day of running around, doing stuff, getting ass kicked, beating up people. Just Tonkatsu always hits the spot, baby.
So looking around, seeing if I can find the
probably just the alternate path that you would have taken if you weren't badass enough to just run through. Oh, hey.
では、私は霊体となって身を隠す。死ぬなよ、より。
頼むぞ、セイバー。
Your faith is overwhelming, Saber.
Well, it's our best shot.
No, it's Iori. Iori was hashtag he is not wrong on literally everything about that. It was kind of nice to see somebody thinking it through properly. But you know, we saw that he does the whole plan of everybody you killed me. Everybody is going to kill everyone you meet. Holy crap! Butchering that.
不自由かしら。 必ず私を狙わなければいけないというのは。
Maybe you should have run more. You wouldn't be so gassed right now.
それでこそお前を試す甲斐がある。
待て！アサシン。
あなたどうしてここまで？
江戸を蝕む者は切らねばならぬ。それだけだ。
やってみろ。我がマスターを食い終える前にな。
Those grinning eyes portraits that he has are just fantastic.
Yeah, so if you did this path first, this would be the point where you learned his true name.
Right.
甲賀三郎、甲賀一族の祖、山中異界より戻りし魔人か。
And here we go.
役に立ってもらうわよ、宮本伊織。
言うに及ばずだ。
Dorothea just backs off and is just like, okay, well, I'm gonna remind you every so often that I'm here, but also I'm taking a breather.
She does have a health bar though, so you have to be careful. Thankfully, she does try to stay out of the poison.
This girl played F14 and she stays out of the job.
Unfortunately for Saburo, we did bring Kirke, and she knows a little bit about poison.
Fucking caster overload here. She's always having
Well, it's time to have loads of fun. Ah, I just ran out. Yeah, sadly we won't be able to see the feast of crazy piglets today. I love that it's just like, oh, you look like you're having fun. He's like, do I look like I'm having fun? It's like,
yes,
yeah,
you do, dude. Like you are not as clever as you think you are.
I don't recall if she mentions it here, if like it's a dialogue that I see pop up, because obviously I was very intently like focusing on the fight. But I played this previously before I had to sort of reset my he really hates poison. But he's she says he's like a Viking.
Yeah,
Dorothea also says he's like a Viking.
She said that right before that. Like I guess Vikings and warriors should be used to different after all, or something like that.
Yeah, I love that. This is like goddamn murder hobos.
There we go. Dorothea put 2 and 2 together that Saber had to be nearby, but Koga apparently didn't.
Well, Koga Saburo had spent a little bit too much time in his wild form, so he probably wasn't thinking straight. If he wasn't so like wild and unrestrained, he probably would have gone, yes, I see what's happening here.
Probably
like,
the one
I'm
person
hungry,
who I
hombre.
know can kill me is right nearby.
雨が書き消える。アサシン、私はあなたに答えられたかしら。私がマスターで。
I mean, clearly not, because you killed him, but
ドロテア殿、
whatever.
やめなさい、宮本
Screw
よ
it.
り。
He's dead and
そ
you're
れ以上
not.
は口にしないで。哀れまれる理由も慰められる言われもないわ。そうでしょ？私一人でも
Gary's like, I'd like to help you, because I'd make it a lot easier if we figure out how to kill you. Anyway, alright.
ちゃんと返させてもらう。それで他に何か？
いや、
より休んでいるいとまはないぞ。すぐに寛永寺へ取って返さねばだ。そうなさい。私は敗者。
Dorothea goes like, alright, well, I'm out. I'm just gonna go back to my ship and take a nap.
だが、ごめん。
No, don't worry. she's not going to leave the story anytime soon. Dorothea still has quite a few parts to play in this tale.
Homegirl has earned a nap, though. As much as I'm kind of ragging on her, she has earned a nap.
Ah, shit. The anime protagonist.
Give Masashi face!
How did she not notice her there? Fucking love Masashi so much. Alright, Tsuchimikado, we're coming for you, dude. Oh, that's really weird. That's really weird, huh? Something. Huh.
ここからでは詳しくはわからぬが。結界が破られておるようじゃ。
Oh, that solved itself. There you go.
And nothing of value was lost.
俺たち以外の手で土帝が討ち取られたか。
Indeed.
わからん。行って確かめるほかあるまい。まずはリーチの始末をつけ、寛永寺へ急げ。
Yeah, it's time to buff up Iori. Get swole.
また呼んでくれよ。
Okay, I was gonna say, do not tell me it's going to force you to walk all the way back. That would be.
この力、必ず生かそう。
I had wondered.
理解した。
We've already done everything else we need to do,
Right.
so let's just slide right on in.
Head right on in.
Iori.
ああ、妙だ。
So Saber's little antennae wiggling around.
人の気配がまるで感じられない。土帝はどこへ行った？奴は死んだ。
Hilarious.
小説。
死んだ？本当か？虚言を浪するリナとない。貴殿らが5体無事でいるならば、アサシンは撃たれたのだな。
ああ、貴殿の助言に助けられた。礼を言う。
私はあくまで救われた恩に報いたのみ。それよりもユイ、奴は私が寛永寺にたどり着いた時にはすでに本堂で事切
Somebody
れ
else
てい
killed
た。
him. I totally didn't do it.
そう
You
か。
know, I actually believe her in this case.
Yeah, we know Chiamon gets on
Yeah.
that job.
自我を取り戻したはぐれの報復か。
I choose not to believe you, even
誰が手を
though I
下した
know
か
for
という
conclusive
のは
fact
さした
that
る
you're
問
telling
題
the
では
truth.
ない。寛容なのは義の見届け役が死に、同時にマスターの一人が死んだということ。
ということは。
ああ、代わりの見届け役に曰く、土帝はキャスターのマスターだったようだ。
Is that legal? No.
残るマスターは私を
Oh,
含
it's
め4名。
perfectly legal.
故に覚悟せよ、宮本伊織。次まみえしその時は
Yeah, you
必
keep telling
ず
yourself
貴殿を
that.
倒す。
Girl walls are mostly written on napkins, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I like how kind of smug she looks as she walks off. Like, yeah, I got to say it to him. Hell yeah. She trips on her like outfit on the way out and just sort of face plants, and they just pretend to not notice.
One of her swords rattles out. And she has to sharpen it later, just reminding her of how bad she blew it.
ああ、参った参った。殿も全くお人が悪い。近頃は江戸も物騒だってのに、文一つのためにこんな遅くまでな。
待て。
Don't you know it's complaining about it that makes you
なん
die?
だ一体どこから現れやがった。
その質問、意味はあるのか？それよりも、いや、面倒くさいな。僕に残された時間もわずかだ。今は食ってしまえばいいだけか。
You just immediately fall into your ass like the world's quintessential victim.
At the very least, that guy could have drawn his sword, turned and run, or anything. He was fucking dead.
元より寂れた屋敷ではあったが、今は輪をかけて広く感じられるな。一人飲む酒というのはどうにも味気ない。四川であれば、
That's still
月や
drinking
金と
alone. It's
杯を
just
共に
drinking
したの
alone
が
with more words.
結界を破ってまでここへ来たのだろう。そんなところに隠れていないで、一本どうだ。
アサシンの真似事などするものじゃないな。面倒だ。要件から言う。僕と契約して再び木に身を投じろ。
お前ははぐれではないな。となるとキャスターか。マスターはどうした？
死んだ。
要するにお前も消えかけていると。
Little bit.
今お前が僕と契約しなければ間もなく僕は消滅するだろう。跡形もなく。
No sense in hiding
そう
this,
なる
I suppose.
前に僕と契約を交わせ。これはお前が英月に手を伸ばす最後の機会だ。
バカを言え。俺は一度負けた身だ。敗将は敗将だし潔く去るべきだろうよ。
そうか。お前は民のために一縷の望みをかけて奇跡にすがったもの
Is
と
that
思ってい
really a
た
matter of
が
honor for him, or is Caster's
不忠の心だな。
reputation simply precede
お
him?
前の主も
No, no. Costa's reputation would absolutely never precede him. This man is incredibly obscure.
朱一軒の最後は賛美を極めた。自ら職を断ち、骨と皮
But he will be
だけに
explaining shortly why it is he seems to know so many of these
そ
things.
の妃も宦官たちも皆自ら命を絶った。ああ、お前の母も自尽したのだったか。なぜだ？なぜ彼らは死をも恐れなかっ
The way he was closing his eyes
た。お
implies
前
that,
はそれを
he's
よく
doing
理
it
解しているはずだ。国戦や。
rather than he's been studying.
お前の姿に明日を希望を見ていたからだ。誰より民を
Honestly, Costa is a concept like with his true name and everything I actually really quite like. I thought it was very cool that he was
お
included.
前を我が子のごとく寵愛し、国
Coming in with a
政
Jin's
を与
courtesy
え、
name, that
誰より
name
も
right
重用
there
した
is
皇帝の
also
真
quite a trick because I'm pretty
一
sure Jang
滴の
hasn't shared
涙
his
さえ
courtesy
流さ
name
な
with
かった。
anybody else.
なぜだ？
貴様には永遠に理解できまい。俺にとって陛下がどんな存在だったか。話は終わりだ。とっととここを去るか、今ここで消えるか選ぶんだな。
そう脅かすな。お前が手を下さずとも、ただ黙って見ているだけで僕は消滅する。だが、その前に一つ忠告しておこう。
They shouldn't.
今のお前に勝機は
And they did.
民は決して蘇らない。
試みてみなければわからん。戦わなければ勝利は決してつかめないのだから。
僕はキャスターである前にレコーダー、膨大な記録の蓄積から未来さえ見通
That's
す
saying
も
a
の。
fair bit.
疑似的な千里眼とでも言えばいいか。本物のそれには届かずとも、僕の予測は精密だ。この演算結果は決して変わらない、覆せない。お前がどうあがこうと、中元の奪還は叶わない。そう、お前の夢は決して成就しない。英月を求めたお前の判断は正しかった。お前がすがるべきは 奇跡だけなのだから。本当はお前も分かっていたのだろう。それでも取り戻さねばならないのだろう。必ず願いを叶えると誓ったのだろう。
ああ、そうだよ。みんな陛下のためならば俺は何でもしよう。杯に満ちる酒が毒だと分かっていても一息干してやるとも。
I'm gonna need to turn over these hints about Caster in my head a little bit, because
You'll never get it.
Yeah.
It's impossible. The obscurity is the point.
Yeah, because like with Kirke around, it's tempting to just be like, oh, okay, clearly these are some of the oracles of Delphi, or some. He's one of the oracles of Delphi, or something like that. But that will not be the case because hey, by the way, all of the oracles of Delphi were female. Already straight out, not happening.
あの夜の空とはどこか似ている。
過去の記憶や真相に眠る意志、そういったものが経絡を伝って漏れ伝わり、そして意識が曖昧になった時にそれが夢という形で立ち現れるのやもしれん。
セイバーが俺の過去を見ることもあるのか。
Probably. Also, don't worry about it.
ある。下手をすれば筒抜けだ。それこそ見せたくもない過去までな。
港町の夜、月のごとき剣に救われたおの子はあの剣を越えようと願い育ち、ただただ小野が腕を磨いた。あの少年が昔日の君であったのならば、いおり、君が心より願うものは決して江戸の平穏などではなく、
For a way to prove yourself greater than all of the struggles that confounded you when you were a kid.
なぜだろう。今宵の月がやけに眩しく見えるのは、君を思って見上げたからだろうか。より私は今宵も君を。
I don't know. I think it sped through the
無事に
morning.
はぐれの一件も片付いた。
It's like, ah!
ここにいたり、
I appreciated there was a strangled off cry of a rooster, which is particularly funny if anybody has ever known a rooster. There is absolutely no way to strangle off their cry short of like physically throttling them. It will not
誇り高き
happen.
アーチャー。小野が友と婿の民を守って散った男。はぐれのバーサーカー。微笑みを残して言った。
A lot of people are probably getting a little bit of deja vu with this dialogue. It's mostly because this scene segues into
朝し
a different variation of the fella comes up to talk to
皆そこへ
Iori and stuff with instructions after Dorothea passes away.
この日々もいずれ終わる。
That bounce.
英語に
One
続く
way or
戦
another,
は
we
ない。
need to we need to
どうあ
recap
れ
what
終わるの
happened
だ。
because there was a lot that
少々
happened.
残り
It's easy to forget.
血風すさぶ日々は幕を閉じる。
And we have been jumping around a lot, so that helps.
俺は生き残ったならば死せず勝利を手にしていたならば再び俺の日々はなぐのだろう。
Easy to misread that as will
何
never
暗い顔して
return.
るの兄ちゃん。 さっき朝毛を食べたばっかりでしょうに。あ、もしかして足りなかった？
Her face.
The dissonance between the left side tile and her
お前こそよく食べなさい。
model's face was pretty great.
心配しなくたってちゃんと食べてます。小さい子みたいに言わないで。そのうち兄ちゃんの背も追い抜きますから。
Is that a promise?
そうか。
あれ、なんだ、どうして私がこんな。
Again, don't worry about it.
I'd say this is probably definitely the moment that, like, definitely alters Saber's spirit origin.
Yeah.
Like I've said before, extremely profound events during their manifestations can alter their basics. They're you call it the Saint Graph, basically how they're inscribed in the throne, and so in like other incarnations, perhaps even be able to remember these moments. And in fact change the very nature of who they are when they're summoned. It's kind of interesting. And
So-
definitely when summoned in Fate Grand Order, Saber 100% remembers the events of
Samurai Remnant.
of the game. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So you say change spirit origin. Does what Saber change class when you summon them in
No,
in
it's basically just the inscribed
Grand Order.
memories. It's just
Gotcha,
the
okay,
inscribed
that's what you
memories. Because it's not like I think probably the best way to put it is that like a lot of servants will exist, pass away, and they will not remember the last time they did it.
Right.
Napoleon, in one of the interludes in Fate Grand Order, remarks that he tends to always burn out pretty hard during Grail Wars or during manifestations, and so as a result of it, he usually he doesn't ever remember what happened, even if he was like profoundly influential in it, like he was in like the second
In
boss fight.
character for Napoleon.
ならば、俺たちに何の用向きだ。
お前たちに
Hey
伝え
Giovanni.
るべきことがある。
Giovanni's doing better this time. His boss is alive.
が
Yeah.
霊月の器を
Less
手にした
less wrecked.
あの者は義に幕を下ろそうとしている。
Yeah, the general sort of character bloom for Giovanni is that while yes, he's definitely loyal to the Coyett family, if he had to choose, he would basically side with Dorothea over like the head of the family.
義に敗れれば器に
So she's obviously left a very strong impression on him.
Right. Like,
魂は魔力として器に溜
and
め
like,
込まれてい
as
る
much as I've clowned on Dorothea from time to time, it is
甚大な魔
repeatedly
力の
shown
源
that she
魂を溜め切れ
she
ば
cares very
およそ
deeply
あ
about,
らゆる
about her
願いを
people and
叶え
what
る
she's
魔力
building
が
as
た
an
まろう
individual rather than just
これをもって
some theoretical
霊月は
idea
願望期と化す
or ideal
霊地に
that,
設置した
that
器
somebody
を
else
持
has
って
ascribed for her.
魔力あふれる英月を目覚めさせれば願いは
Now,
叶う
Giovanni's just explaining how
お嬢
the
様
latter
は
half of this
鍵
is
を用い
supposed to work.
てとおっしゃったがその司祭はわからん
どこかに器を置いて英月を目覚めさせる腹積もりか。小説。しかし鍵とは何だ。
牢屋、なぜそれを我らに伝える？
Because I have no reason not
お
to.
嬢様のご意向だでは連中に
We definitely didn't have this scene prior.
Right.
趣向しかねます聞けば連中お嬢様の波動を阻んだものだとか
ええ、そうね。そして情けをかけられた相手でもあるわ。正真正銘の貴族であるこの私が己のサーバントさえ従えられず歯向かわれて、異教とはいえ民と町を傷つけた。 私の失態、恥よ。それをあんな者たちに注がれたままでおめおめ国に帰れるものですか。それに彼。
Yeah, that's alright, Dorothy. He's cute in a kinda, you know, like his
He'll
brain has
kill
been
you
bobbled.
if you look at him wrong way. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say his brain has been hit by like the pommel of a sword a little too much.
Yeah, alright. We're saying the same thing, only I'm saying it in its net effect. You're saying it in its net cause.
その通りだ。お嬢様の慈悲に感謝しろ。
But I will never recognize your marriage. He's like, Miori's like, wait, sorry, what? Hold on, wait, rewind. Kaya leans out the door. Iori! Again? Is this a Western thing?
土帝の屋敷を新たな根城にした。
And like Arya leans out the other door and goes, only amongst Mormons.
宣告の
Oh, I'm more reacting to the idea that Arya knows about Mormons than the joke. Because that implies a terrible story for everybody involved, including the Mormons.
まさか貴殿の冗談を聞ける日が来るとは。随分と導入
Just thinking about the Mormon Jesus rap now.
傷の修復にもかなりの手間がかかった。一時とはいえ。
Morbin Jesus.
私の魔力が底を打とうとは。さすがは神秘殺しの刃。恐れ入ったライダー。
何をおっしゃる、主。すべてはあなたの企みだというのに。
Yeah, just keep buttering her up.
七味角を出し抜くことはできぬ。
I mean, Ryder is genuine. But the fun, you know, it's also important to note that Ryder is also
a complete fucking psycho, like way worse than anybody else.
The manifestation of like teen problems.
Yeah.
But this is a new little bit.
私の冗談の話か？やはり慣れぬことはすべきではないな。
Practice cleaning the cobweb out. I can't tell you how visually distracting that is for me.
よもや殺されたのでは。
貴殿こそらしくもない。敵は敵。ほだされるなどありえぬ話。だが、報運は正しきこと。恩を受けたからには報いねば義にもとる。 暴恩、不義、不貞、無情、無残。もとよりそれらを正すために私は戦いを始めたのだ。だが、そうさな。連中は思っていたほどには。
主。
いや、幸だ。 それよりもこれを見よ、ライダー。
Let's write my very own personal cup of like applause.
土帝が隠し持っていた。
My very own round of applause. There you go. There's the joke.
回収するための入れ物だが。
Probably could wear it as a hat too. That'd be like a hat in Elden Ring.
Ah! It absolutely would. And then it would while it was teetering up there, it would catch on fire and allow you to butt slam and just shoot flames out of your head. Because clearly the fire had gone up your butt, all the way up your spine, and out through your head.
英月の儀、陰陽道ではあるまい。神に奉る気配なぞ、これには微塵もない。魔術基盤としては、そう。 西洋のいずれか、
This is actually an interesting point. Do they ever really comment on this? Because I don't remember them commenting on the first playthrough.
いかにして英月を作り上げた。
I don't think they commented this first time, but they talk a little like this thread of like Abe no Seimei being involved definitely came up.
Yeah, well, certainly, but I'm more speaking to the nature of the Waxing Moon's vessel because it just sort of came out of nowhere. It's a little bit like freaking
ならば私がうまくや
More
ろ
like an alien artifact
これは
than it is anything
正し
else.
く使われるべ
Yeah.
きし
Well, it definitely would have been adapted from rituals learned from Western folk. Again, like,
一刻も
Shosetsu herself is a
精
product
霊の
of
魂を集め
a
なけれ
blend
ば
of Eastern and Western magical traditions as well. The Einsburn homunculi concept melded with a more traditional, like, sort of thing.
Oh, well. I looked away for a moment to try to remember the alien race from Lovecraft that I feel like would have made the waxing moon vessel the Migo, by the way. And then I look back and here's Chiemon, and I'm just like, alright, well, suddenly shit is real.
あの娘が欲しかったのはお前とて同じだろうが。それで用向きだったか。わざわざ答えずとももう分かっているはずだ。英月の器をよこせ。唯小説。
貴殿こそランサーの魂を差し出して去れ。ここで命までは取らぬ。宗意見先生が守らんとした民の生き残り、できれば切らずに済ませたい。
マスター、
つまらん冗談だ。自ら願いを捨てるアホがどこにいる。
よい、ライダー。ここは引く。貴殿ならばランサーはいつでも切れる。
承知。
では知恵門殿、いずれランサーの魂我らがもらい受ける。
Honestly, I was kind of hoping they'd just come to blows in this knife fight in the phone booth.
Yeah, I feel like that would make for a really good animated fight sequence, but obviously not with, like, these models.
Yeah, these models really aren't able to handle something like that.
That said, Fate Samurai Remnant is getting a manga.
Seriously.
Yeah, they just announced it actually. So there'll be a manga telling of the story of Fate Samurai Remnant. So who knows? Maybe we will get a knife fight in a small room between Lancer and Rider. Should be pretty good.
Shiemon just admitted that Rider would wipe the floor with Jean, though. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say well, we won't get exactly what we want there.
Rider is fairly cracked in terms of like strength. I've played the Shosetsu path in the Keian Command Championship, which is where we finally get to play as Rider, and wow, it's like the first time you get behind the wheel of a sports car and just tap the accelerator.
And it just sort of jolts forward, and there is an amazing sense of power that just sort of settles into each nerve in your hands and your arms.
Oh, they did Rider justice. Alright, it's time for Rogacha.
Hey! Be interested in learning more about you, buddy, because I was too lazy to look you up.
The name gets revealed, unfortunately, at the end of the fight, not at the start, like a few others get to, and that basically ends the episode. But we will talk a little bit before in like the outro, I think.
Yeah, and we'll certainly have more time to talk about it in soft moments. Indeed.
私としたことが不甲斐ありません。気にしないでくれ。本意でないのは分かっている。
ところで、はぐれのアーチャー、イオリへの頼みというのは何なのだ？
ええ、この際ですから単刀直入に言います。宮本伊織、どうか再び私と手合わせを。よしを聞こう。神奈川港であなたと戦った時、奥底にてまどろむ自我がはっきりと感じた。やはりあなたの剣は変わった。
Saber looking at these swords.
I fucking love the animations for this game. The animators never missed a beat in making sure to like when a conversation is happening, like, and Saber's not a part of the conversation, Saber is still fucking involved somehow.
Yeah.
Just either like goofing around in the background or like looking between them, or in that particular case just like staring at the sword. It's a very conscious decision to have very conscious decision to have Saber in the shot so that you can see them looking.
Yeah.
受けたまわった。やろう、アーチャー。
その返答に言葉では言い尽くせぬほどの感謝を。
Time for violence.
では、これよりは手加減なしの真剣勝負です。どうかお覚悟を。
This should be good. Man of rectitude.
Rectitude, damn near killitude.
Huh.
I was actually just damn near killed a dude, but oh well.
That was in fact the point behind this request for a rematch. Both damn near
I'll just
dude.
go back and edit it, so like it'll be just like I'll basically say more like killed a dude. I'll edit that one. I'll edit that one in. No, just kidding.
It always amazes me when people try to dub over their stuff in the moment like that, because the echoes in the echoes in whatever area you're in, even if it's a sound recording booth, and the cadence of your voice or whatever, it's never entirely right at the same time. It's almost painfully obvious to my ear. Every time somebody tries to fix and record something like that. It comes up surprising amount in audiobooks, by the way!
Yeah, I actually have done it a few times in this Let's Play, but I have the advantage of whenever I say a character's name wrong, realize it's wrong, and then go back and edit it to be correct because I've, like, said the name correctly somewhere else in the recording, because I never, like, record new audio.
There it is.
I basically just, I usually always pause before I say someone's name, because I'm, like, half thinking about it, and that pause always saves me.
Yeah, if you said it in the same recording, you've got a little bit more slack there. It's when you stop and try to redo the same thing again. Yeah, okay, there it is. I was gonna say I wonder how far you can push this before you start hitting. You started hitting damage reduction. You started hitting damage reduction before Robo was up. Still let you hit him, but very suddenly started making less damage.
I never get tired of this animation, by the way. Such a really good job on the animations for it.
Neither does Saber from other looks of things. Jesus, Mary Christ! That was his entire barrier.
Yep, and he does buff his strength up here as well, but
no, they're readying something big. Well, good luck with that.
認めましょう。かけた霊気とはいえ、英霊を相手によくぞ。なるほど。宮本伊織、あなたは強き者だ。その剣筋のさえは称賛に値します。
貴殿ほどの英霊にそう言われるとは、俺の方こそ痛み入る。
さて、命のやり取りでこそありませんが、あなたはこの私を下したのです。これは何か褒美を用意しなくてはなりませんね。とはいえ、あなたには何を授けたものか困りましたね。私は常に授けたのです。
ならば技の一つでも授けてやるといい。下手な宝物よりそちらの方がいおりは喜ぶ。
なるほど。
Looking out for you
な
there.
かなか良い考えです。それでは私の技の一つを授けましょう。
嬉しい申し出だが、いいのか、そんな軽々しく。
You kidding me? Like,
え、
after this entire
この
fucking
程
thing
度の
is
ものなら
over,
ば
even
いくらで
if
も
it was a happy ending
今のあなた
for
ならば
Rogue Archer, he'd be going
必ず
away
使い
in a
こな
couple
せる
of
でしょ
months
う。
anyway. Fuck it.
この技で必ずや
Oh,
義
you
を
got
勝
swords
ち抜いて
people
くだ
are.
さい。
ありがとう、アーチャー。この技、必ず生かしてみせよう。
アルジュナ、
There it is.
私のことは
Okay.
そういう
Arjuna is one of the principal main characters of the Indian epic, the Mahabharata.
I'm not familiar with the story,
深
unfortunately.
い遊戯を結
It
んだあな
is
たにだから
fucking massive, but what it essentially is a conflict between two sort of like family lines in a succession war. And Arjuna is from the Pandavas, if I pronounced that correctly, which I believe is 5 brothers,
あなた
and they are dealing with the, and this name might sound somewhat familiar, the Kaurava.
そう
Oh, okay.
So
That I recognize.
今私
Yes,
と
so
相
the
対
plan,
してい
the
る
the
あ
system
な
of
た
Kaurava in Soulstorm is very much likely a reference to the Mahabharata.
別の
Right,
あなたを
right,
紹
right.
It
介
is
します
obviously it's a massive epic. It's bigger than the Iliad. It's one of like India's like most like one of the they basically consider one of the like the foundations of their culture and how big and important and really well written it is. And it's really interesting because it has a lot to do like that's similar to the Iliad in concept because there are manifestations of godly powers within individuals. There are heroes on both sides. It's a tragedy as much as it is a story of a glorious battle. And ultimately,
どうか
at the end of it, the question is asked: was this worth it? And and so we'll definitely go into like a little bit of like the characters and stuff because Arjuna, in particular, has a very big feud with another character named Karna. And Karna is not of the Kaurava family, but is sort of brought in no small part because the very first meeting between Arjuna and Karna, Arjuna is like a complete fucking asshole to this guy. So, and it just becomes a rivalry for the ages. The rivalry between these two characters, so much so that when one appears in a Fate work, it's very likely the other one will appear. I think there's like, obviously Karna will not be appearing in Fate Samurai Remnant, but and that's the attack we get. Agni's Crashing Wave.
Ooh, that's a cool looking one.
It's very cool. He just fucking keep
Yeah,
on
just shoves and it goes down. That's kind of a local equivalent of the raindrops skill that you use on Saber to interrupt everything.
Yeah, it's not. Unfortunately, it lacks raindrops verticality, but it's still.
Unfortunate.
That's still pretty good. Yeah, like raindrops basically, I don't know if it has a ceiling. Like, I'll be using it against, like, an enemy that, like, flies up way high and is impossible to get at. But yeah, like, the Mahabharata is big. It's fucking big. And I actually, like, I to make sure I was, like, getting some of these names correct, I pulled it up on Wikipedia. Apparently there's actually an attempt to translate it ongoing that you can find from the, from Wikipedia's page as well. So if anybody wants to, like, sit down and read, like, a massive Indian epic...
Don't tempt me with a good time.
It's got, 18 books. Was it over 100, like, just 100 subpavas. God, it is big. It is really big. And it's really kind of interesting because it doesn't immediately start with the war. It honestly, like, the first part of it is, like, how they all come to be and how the stage is set for the succession conflict, and then how the different things sort of start to escalate between the two until the one of the families is exiled, and then when they try to come back, the things that happen there. And then it just kind of it just kind of goes kablooey, and violence begins. And there is also a fight over cattle as well, like all good epics.
Every good ancient story at its core is about cows. I'm just gonna fucking say it. Every good ancient story is about cows. Even the Epic of Gilgamesh, about a third of the adventures of Enkidu and Gilgamesh boil back to cows somehow.
It's pretty crazy, and it's I've honestly, like, the power levels that get thrown around in this story make, like, Dragon Ball, like, look like child's play. Someone told me that the current Prime Minister of India believes that it's to be taken literally, and that back in those times, India had basically nukes. I don't know if that's a true claim about Modi, but I'm glad they stopped having them.
Yeah.
And they got them again, and they were a lot more responsible with them, because boy howdy, they throw around a lot of fucking hits.
Yeah. Spirit nukes, for whatever reason, get thrown around a hell of a lot easier than the actual nukes.
We are talking about people who are essentially like incarnated gods and things like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, so we'll definitely be talking about that a lot in the next episode, because I will be running around and doing a few crucibles before we kick off into the differences that occur when we go and face Shusetsu at I can't even remember the name of the place, but don't worry, we'll be doing all of the stuff there as well. And I don't think it's probably just an episode or two. We'll be into the other ending path, which will be quite fun. So until then, I've been the Lost Robo Kai,
and I have been Cool Guy,
and we'll see you all later for some more Fate Samurai Remnant.